But he's out there affirmatively stating that she's got this conspiracy with her friends and she's making these things up. That these Depp fans take and run with these things. And you see that it just spreads out into the internet and the social media and generates a lot of negative publicity for.
The majority always source high, whether it's in real life or real life, because of the heaviness of the truth in it. Amber Heard's false statements against Johnny Depp have finally started coming out to show the reality. While on one side, so many people, including family, friends, and co-workers, came forward to share the non-violent nature of Johnny, Amber's still playing the victim card from her role with almost no solid proof. Starting with Johnny's older sister Christy Dembrowski's statements, one thing is clear: Amber had a very sharp tongue for Johnny. While she revealed that Johnny's mother was an aggressive woman who used to nickname him One Eye, Amber continued to trigger him in the same way. When her mother screamed at him, Christy recalled, Johnny would leave the room and eat in a different room. When Amber used to shout at him, the same thing began to happen to him. And it was for this reason that Christy reserved an extra room for the actor. According to her statement, she claimed, if Johnny was at home or, anywhere like that he was able to eat if they argued, he was able to leave the room, leave the argument, and go like he's always done and hide in a different room to get away from it. When they were traveling for different reasons for press or whatever and we booked the hotel rooms, I wanted to make sure that there was an extra room, because it wasn't unusual for them to have an argument. When asked about her feelings regarding Johnny's marriage, Christy expressed her surprise when she learned that Johnny had opted to marry Amber. She expressed her desire for her brother to think about it for a little longer before making such a decision. Amber's legal counsel claimed that Deb was the one who refused to sign a prenup, which is opposite to the claims made by Christy. The actor, who already had a lot on his plate at the moment, decided not to safeguard his financial holdings to get Amber's capital assets when she was almost nothing. This sentence is funny in itself.
We broke a story on the website yesterday. I gotta say, did not see this coming, but...
As per TNZ, who officially shared the news of the couple not having a prenup, gathered the news from People.com, sharing how Depp asked the judge to refuse Amber's demand to get spousal support. As per the celebrity divorce lawyer Ralph Felder, it's not really a marriage, it's a long date. Ordinarily, Heard would get nothing out of it at all, but Depp is not protected if there's no prenup. With the talk to People.com, Jacqueline Newman, a New York-based lawyer, shared, because it's a short-term marriage, the odds are there will not be a lot of asset distribution. The issue that would be considered by the courts would be how much money Depp made during the marriage for any asset distribution. It's no surprise that Amber's objective to get financial advantage from Johnny are now clearly evident. Amber used to call her brother Old Fat Man, mocking him and destroying his self-esteem, according to Christy. As per her, since the divorce drama began, people have noticed Amber's strong personality, whereas Johnny's attitude has come across as the softest and gentlest, prone to being hurt quickly. To bolster Johnny's case, Christy recalled one of the most humiliating occasions when Amber made fun of him because of his seniority. As per Johnny's older sister, she said, "Why Dior wanted to do business with you? They are about class and they are about style. You don't have style." While talking about her marriage with Johnny in February 2015, Christy agreed to send the message, "Stop drinking, stop coke, stop pills." But she did add that as it has been a long time past since then. She can't recall if she meant cocaine while mentioning coke in the text. As per Christy, "I believe there is a negative effect on anyone's career when there are accusations as there have been. Personally, I know he doesn't want people to feel that he could even be that type of person, which he isn't." Next, to keep living the rent-free, Amber shared an op-ed joining the #MeToo campaign, mentioning how she faced angry, hostile, humiliating, and threatening assaults in her marriage with excessive emotional, verbal, and physical abuse. Even though her statement did not contain Johnny's name, it did provide him with the definition of wife-beater in the end. Johnny immediately filed a lawsuit against Amber, demanding $50 million and the complete removal of his name from the subject matter, alleging that his comment caused him to lose numerous key opportunities. Movies like Pirates of the Caribbean and Fantastic Beasts have quickly eliminated Johnny to avoid being labeled as a result of his erroneous fame. Fans understandably were outraged and began signing petitions to show Disney that they do not want anyone else than Johnny Depp to play Jack Sparrow. People began a fresh signing drive to have Amber Heard removed from the Aquaman film, with the same goal in mind, and the crew began looking for ways to maintain their reputation rather than allowing Amber Heard's incorrect acquisition of Johnny to damage it. Christy and the evidence from Johnny's side demonstrated how the actor's ex-wife Lori Ann Allison never shared any knowledge about the actor's aggressive tendencies during their prior marriage. According to Lori, Johnny was a gentleman who would never touch a woman. Lori told dailymail.co.uk that throughout their marriage, Johnny had never screamed at her, let alone beat her. Even TMZ reports came up to offer their stories. Lori and Johnny had a dog during their marriage, and he was more loving with the pooch than most parents are to their kids. In her declaration of a petition for a restraining order, seen by dailymail.com, Amber said, "Johnny has a long-held and widely acknowledged public and private history of drug and alcohol abuse. He has a short fuse. He is often paranoid and his temper is exceptionally scary for me, as it has proven many times to be physically dangerous and/or life-threatening to me. Do you think this is true? Vanessa Pardis, who has been the former partner of Johnny, came forward in London's High Court via video link to share her comment by stating, "I have known Johnny Depp for more than 25 years. Through all these years, I've known Johnny to be a kind, attentive, generous, and non-violent person and father." Amber's legal counsel tried everything they could to turn Isaac Baruch's confession against Johnny, but little did they know that the actor's 42-year friend made sure he got his message over without any loopholes. He shared about the phony pictures that were taken and putting tabloids and about the fake narrative, and the way she's trying to get a fraudulent DV claim to extort and blackmail a man. Yes, that kind of got me frustrated, confused, and angry. Next, while talking about Amber's claim of getting hurt, Isaac said, "I am going nowhere. I don't see a cut, a bruise, swelling, redness." Also, when the couple had their worst and final dispute in 2015, Christie stated how she conveyed to her brother that it wasn't just normal, but Amber replied, "I am feisty." She even requested that everyone refrain from interfering with their marriage. If we look at it from a broad viewpoint, people either stop talking about their abusive relationship because they are too terrified, or because they are the violent type in their marriage, not because they believe their partner enjoys aggression. As per John's friends, he was the most kind-hearted person they have ever witnessed in their life. Adding to the news, Penelope Cruz shared her statement by saying, "Many years have passed and I have not only made 3 movies with him, but I also count on him as a great friend. I've always been impressed by his kindness, his brilliant mind, his talent, and his peculiar sense of humor." When asked about Depp's behavior towards her during her pregnancy, Cruz said she spent every day with him and had constant assistance from him. She quoted, "I spent every single day with him while we shot Pirates of the Caribbean. My husband and I will never forget the sweetness, protection, and kindness he treated me with during every single step of that process." Even one of Johnny's ex-girlfriends, Winona Ryder, stated that such wife-beating accusations are impossible for her to accept. She quoted, "From my experience, which was so wildly different, I was absolutely shocked, confused, and upset when I heard the accusations against him. The idea that he is an incredibly violent person is the farthest thing from Johnny I knew and loved. I cannot wrap my head around these accusations." She even added how Johnny was never violent to her or anyone she had ever met. Instead, she used to felt so very, very safe with him. Dr. Kipper, who used to treat both Amber and Johnny, agreed with Depp's injured finger that night but denied the violence fully when Amber Heard's lawyers sought to trap him by claiming him of agreeing with Depp's severe abuse. Dr. Kipper agreed that Depp's finger was bleeding heavily when he discovered it, but he categorically denied ever witnessing Johnny act violently. As per Johnny's calling that night, he said, "After the incident where Miss Heard threw the vodka bottle, the second vodka bottle at me, which severed the top of my finger and crushed the bones, that's when I began what I feel was probably some species of a breakdown, a nervous breakdown or something." Debbie Lloyd's testimony against Amber Heard began around 1 hour ago. Because she was Johnny's former nurse, her words will carry a little more weight. We'll be looking for judges' reactions to the pre-recorded film that will be used to lead the testimony. Finally, it is abundantly evident from Johnny's statement that the statement shared by the witnesses that Johnny has never been violent to anyone. And Amber accusing him of being a wife-beater isn't something that brings up false alarm only. What do you think about the final outcome of their case?